how to find the number of terms of an AP when the last term is known or when the last term is given. Alright, so let's see the example of a linear sequence with a given last term. So you have the linear sequence, first term to be U1, the second term U2, the third term U3, and probably the fourth term U4. Alright, up to the last term, the nth term. Alright, so over here between the fourth term and the last term, there could be a lot of terms over there. Okay, so in order to find the number of terms, so we from the first term to the last term, you'll be asked to find how many terms are there. Okay, and that is what we are going to do. So you could see that the last term is labeled as what? The nth term. And from our previous lesson, we got to know that the nth term, un, is given as a plus, in brackets, n minus 1 multiplied by d. Alright, so this nth term here is given as this. And remember that the nth term here also representing the last term. So when you have linear sequence in this form for the last term known. Now let's go back to see what we did in our previous lesson. Now we realize that L represents the last term. Okay, the L represents the last term. So if L represents the last term, it means this UN is equal to L, because in this sequence the last term is what? UN. I hope you are following. So if UN or the nth term is equal to the last term and this UN is given as this, then we can say that the L, which is the last term, is equal to A plus n minus 1 multiplied by d as the common difference. Alright, now to find the number of terms of an AP with the last term known, the number of terms. Now which of the variables in this relation represent the number of terms? Let's go back again to find out which of the variables here represent the number of terms. So once again, from our previous lesson, we realized that n is the number of terms. Okay, so we are supposed to find the number of terms, that is the n, the value of n. So we have the n here. So this is the value, or the value of n is what we are after. Alright, so let's look at a simple, okay, the n is what we are looking for. So let's go back. Good. So let's look at a simple example. So example 1. Find the number of terms of an AP 2, 4, 6, let's say 40. Alright, so this is the question we want to look at. See that find the number of terms of an AP, what is 2, 4, 6, and then the last term is 40. So it means that between 6 and 40 there are a lot of terms which we don't know. So to find the number of terms, it means the last term, from the first term to the last term, how many terms are there, and that is what we are looking for. So to use this relation, the last term L is equal to A plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Good. Now L is given the question, so the L is the last term, so we are talking about this sequence. Okay, so L is what? 40. So L is 40. Now A, which is the first term, So you could see that in this term or in this sequence, the first term is what? 2. Therefore, our A is 2. A is 2. Now, N is what we are looking for. We don't know the value of N yet. That is what we are after. Now, can we look at the D, the common difference? The common difference D. So, as we have been doing, the common difference can be found between the first term and the second term, or the second term and the third term. Now, this time I want to find it between the second and then the third term. So, that's going to be the third term minus the second term. So D is equal to the third term in this sequence is 3. No, sorry, is 6 minus the second term is 4. So 6 minus 4 will give us 2. Alright, so we are going to substitute these values. The last term L, which is 40, the first term A, which is 2, and the common difference 2 into this relation. Alright, so the L, the last term is 40. The last term is 40 is equal to A, what is given as 2, plus, now in brackets, N minus 1, N minus 1 multiplied by the D, and the D is 2. Alright, so let's continue from here. So we have 40 equal to 2. So that is what we are doing here. Now we need to multiply those in the brackets by the 2 here. So 2 times N will give us 2N. 2 times negative 1 will give us negative 2. So we group like terms by sending all the constants on one side and the terms that contain N on the other side of the equal sign. So I will send the constant to the left side. So 40. Now this is 2. When it comes to this side, become negative 2. This is negative 2. When it comes here, it becomes positive 2. Is equal to 2N. So you could see that this 2 is negative, this is positive, so they can be cancelled out. Alright, so this will cancel out this. Then I would be left with 40 equal to 2N. Now 2N is equal to 40. To find N, divide through by 2. Divide through by 2. So N is equal to 20 divided by 2 will give us 40 divided by 2 will give us 20. Alright, so it means the number of terms from 2 to 40 will be 20. Okay, the number of terms from 2 to 20 will be from 2 to 40 will be 20. Alright, now you can easily find it by adding the common difference to the previous ones to get the 40. So if you are supposed to do that, in fact you are going to work a lot. But in your own time you can try by adding the common difference, which is 2 to 6 to give you 8. Add 8, 2 to 8 to give you 10. 2 plus 10 give you 12, plus 2 14, plus 2 16. So by the time you get to 40, you count and the number of terms will be 20.